proxy registration. This is primarily of relevance to, again, those who are using ACEware for web registration, and the idea that if you're on the website, you're a student, you're a parent, you're a department head at an agency or training director, and you're doing the enroll somebody else in a class, then the proxy will show who was the student who was the person who registered XYZ in the class. What the proxy button allows you from the back office, from the student manager side, is to actually manually assign a handler to a registration. But the whole point of that is that the person who has either registered them on the web or the person who was assigned the proxy by a staff member could now go on ACEware and look at their history of registrations that they've entered and be able to see who it was that I've entered into classes. And I'm not going to have time to look at that, but that is, again, I believe on the ACEware demo. We've got examples of how that works, and obviously check with your tech if you've got questions. Multiple seats. One of the options on Student Manager's registration side is that you can actually have one person by multiple seats in a class. Again, if you've got a company that it's a limited enrollment class, they want to put 3 seats in this computer class, but they don't know who the other 2 people are going to be because they're hiring people right and left. So they can actually pre-buy multiple seats, hold them, and then you can assign those seats to the individuals once they've called in their names. Ditto with optional fees. So lunches or extra books or extra tickets to a concert, you can buy multiples of those, and we talked about preferences where that's turned on. The publish option. This is, again, a feature you can turn on and off from Student Manager, but basically this allows you to control whether or not a student's name is published on the list of those registered online. And again, if you're doing annual meetings, if you're doing fraternal groups where they're almost like reunions, and Fred wants to know if his buddy Sam is going to come to the 2014 reunion conference event, you can actually show on the web, show me who is coming to the program. That's an option for you. Helpful tips. Using the grade field, if you need a letter grade and a numeric field, use either grade for either letter or numeric, and then you can use one of the miscellaneous fields for the other. Receipt number. If you've receipted a payment and there's an error, what you can do is, rather than delete it, you don't want to delete it, you would change a payment type to void, which keeps a record of that receipt in the system for auditing purposes. So again, that's generally best practice. Multiple fees, senior fees. One of the options is that you can have a fee preference on the name screen to set special person-level fees, things like alumni, senior citizen, resident, non-resident. And real quickly, we'll pull up Mr. McCain here and go to Mr. McCain, CCIA. So the idea is that in the fee category field, which is one of the preferences, you can actually assign a particular category. They're a silver citizen, they're a staff fee, they are a student, they could be a resident or typically non-resident if you charge them more or less. And that then when you go to register them in a class, they would automatically get whatever fee. If you have defined a fee in the fee set, they'll get a particular fee.